This is Matt. I'm the president of Galaxy Marketing Solutions, and I'm going to carry on with a series we've been doing on all of the ins and outs and details of how to do direct mail correctly. Definitely my experience working at Galaxy, I've had a chance to talk to a lot of doctors, and I have definitely heard on different occasions, like, we tried postcards, but it didn't work, And so it was always my task to kind of pull that string and find out, like, okay, what are the details here? Like, how many did you send out? How often did the people on your mailing list get a postcard? What did the postcard say? And when I was putting together this series of webinars, I realized, man, there's a lot of elements that go into a successful campaign. And the more we all know and understand this, the better everyone's campaigns are going to go. So it's been my task to kind of pull that all apart and lay it out for you. And today I'm going to roll on to the next subject, which is your offer. And this is one of those things that's sort of like, may seem like a small element, but really, like, if the offer isn't correct, you will, like, people won't buy it. They won't go for it. It's not enticing. On the other hand, if you do supply the right offer, people will. They will go for it. It'll hit them at the right reality level. It'll be offering them something that they perceive as valuable, and they will reach for it and they will come in. So how do you create an offer that really hits the mark? Now, I'm going to be speaking mostly about general dentistry, but I'm also going to cover some elements of orthodontic. And if there's any other specialty practices out there that are listening, let me know, and I can kind of gear it towards that as well. But here are some basics just on general dentistry. The whole thing is, who is your audience? Like, who are you talking to, and who do you want to offer something to? So it's actually totally simple, right? These are the kinds of guys that you can actually use to build a successful practice. It's people who care about the health of their teeth and gums. Some people don't, unfortunately. Some people can be kind of raised up in awareness until they do, and then some people just do. So the easiest guys are the ones that just care about it from the very beginning. Other guys can be kind of brought up, and then the guys who really don't care about their teeth, don't bother with them. They're just going to be troublesome. And then, especially for orthodontics, people who care about the appearance of their teeth, and then people who are willing to show up for their treatment, and people who are willing to solve paying for their treatment. And these things are they're super fundamental, but really that is the crowd we're looking for. Whether they make $35,000 or $40,000 a year or $400,000 a year and up, if they have those qualities, that's a good guy or a good gal. And those are people that you can work with, and they will help you build a viable practice. So these are the people who will help you build up a great practice, and you will help them, and they will appreciate it, and everyone's going to be happy. So now, we're going to get right into the new patient special. So there's definitely a technology behind what you offer here. And, in these webinars, I tend to kind of go back to certain key elements because they are kind of like the basics that underlie all marketing. And in this case, we're going to go back to the idea of the viewpoint. And this just comes out of raw experience because we have had doctors really try to insist on, like, okay, well, we don't want to include a cleaning in our offer. And then sometimes they can get very insistent about the whole thing, like, no, we're just not comfortable with it, and they really try to, like, assert, that we just don't want to do that. But the thing is that we are marketing towards the public, and we're not marketing for the doctor and his opinions, just to be kind of blunt about it. We're marketing to an audience out there. So the fact is that the offer has to have a perceived value to the reader, or they're just not going to go for it, So it's not going to behoove anybody to strip out a key element of the offer, and then no one goes for it, and nothing happens with the campaign, right? No one wins from that. So the guy getting your postcard has to see that there's a value in his own eyes. He has to see, okay, this is valuable to me. Then they need to feel like they're going to get something tangible, whether or not they choose to continue with you. You know what I mean? Like, whether they sign on board for a whole treatment plan or not, they need to feel like you're going to deliver something of value to them that they can walk away and go, okay, that was good. That's kind of like it creates kind of a risk-free scenario. And I'll talk about that more in a sec. They also need to perceive that they're getting a special deal, but don't overly discount. You have to kind of find a sweet spot, and it's going to differ from area to area. But really kind of the formula on this is like the people in your area are going to have some concept of the range of like what would be a good offer. So let's say we're talking about exam, x-ray, and cleaning. They're going to kind of know like there's a certain range of what would constitute a bargain for that service. And what you want to do is put your pricing at the upper end of that range. We kind of have as a rule of thumb $99. A few areas that were just really pretty expensive and super high income areas, we would go a little bit over $100, but normally it's $99 or a little bit less depending upon the area. You have to bear in mind like the culture of the area and what's going to be a sweet spot for the people in that area, so they know that they're getting a bargain, but you're not like totally underselling yourself. At the same time, you don't want to discount it so hard that you kind of undersell yourself and cheapen your own skills and the fact that you have tens of thousands of hours of experience under your belt and you went to school for many years. Like that's it's actually quite an accomplishment to become a dentist and to practice professionally in that field, and that's worth a lot. So you want to discount it in a way that doesn't cheapen your own achievements as a dentist. And then just free. Really open the door to the guys who are looking for free. And that's not what we want. We want guys who are willing to expend some money for good health care. Does that all make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So then I'd like to do a little exercise with the audience here. So now, what crosses your mind when you are offered a free consultation? So if you get offered a free consultation about something, what does it do for you? Like, how does it impact you?
Like, what are our first thoughts?
Yeah, like if you get offered that, like what immediately comes to mind? Yeah, go ahead. Jennifer, can I pick on you?
Oh, okay. Okay, so when I hear free consultation, like me not having any knowledge in the dental industry, I would think like, okay, free visit. A lot of people think that like they can come in and whatever's included in that visit that they might want will come out free.
Yes, exactly. To me, it's a little vague. I don't really know what I'm getting into when I get a free consultation. Mm-hmm. And I don't really get something I can hang my hat on. It's a little like puffs of smoke. Like, what does that mean? What am I going to get out of that? I kind of get the idea I will come in and I will be told, I'll talk to somebody and I'll kind of be told what I need to buy, Mm-hmm. So that's how it kind of leaves me. Okay, how about the next one? Free oral cancer screening.
You don't know what that involves either.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know what that is. Exactly.
And, just a point, kind of an underlying fundamental of marketing anyway, is, it's about stirring emotions in people so that they will become interested and want to reach. Now, let's face it, like, cancer is not the most warm and fuzzy subject out there, And I would not lead with that as an offer, because it's, to me, just the very term cancer is like definitely repelling. On just a gut emotional level, I don't want to have anything to do.
Most people would shy away.
Or lead with that as some kind of offer. Now, once you have the guy in your office, and then you kind of, you've done some kind of exam, and you're briefing him on what you do in the office. that would be a more appropriate time to introduce such a thing, and you might want to go for it there. But as like your main hook to get people into the office, free oral cancer screening, to me, I can only speak from my own viewpoint, but that sends me running to the hills. You know, I don't really want anything to do with it. So I don't know how you all feel, but that's where
we're a specialty office. So
yeah.
There's not a lot of specialty offices that actually do consultations for free. So
yeah.
When the patient comes in and they have digital photos taken and x-rays and they have a one-on-one with the doctor for 60 to 90 minutes at no cost to them, there's no obligation there. But I think if I were to see free oral cancer screening, to me, I would think that a cancer screening would probably cost a lot of money. So if I saw that it was free, it actually would kind of entice me to go in and find out. I don't want to necessarily pay for something like that.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's totally fair. So a couple thoughts on that, and I got your point on the consultation, too. I would just, to me, if I just see free consultation, which I've seen on many, many, many a postcard or, and so forth, if that was like in your specialty field, if that was a legitimate go-to offer that people reached for, I would actually I would just describe it a little bit more so that the reader on an instant basis could really get the value of it. Like, includes blah, regularly priced at blah. Then I can kind of evaluate the information and go, geez, that is a good thing, and I am interested.
Ours does have a value on it. It says $475 value.
Good.
So they actually know right from the cards that we send out that, if they were to pay for that consultation and those x-rays and photos, that's what they would be looking at.
Okay, good. Well, that's very well done. Because then you can evaluate. Many pieces of promotion I've seen just say free consultation, and it's so vague, I just wouldn't have anything to do with it personally. But it sounds like you guys have it more nailed. And then on the free oral cancer screening, totally got it on that. I would also just include a little bit more data. The other thing I would do on that is just I might survey, to see how people react to it. If it turned out that the people in your area responded to that and that was a needed and wanted item, then cool. I can speak for myself and others I've talked to. They just don't want much to do with the word cancer. So it can be a bit repelling. But kind of our ultimate final tool with all this stuff is surveying. And if it happened and in your particular area this was a thing and people were interested in it, then cool. That'd be great. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is examine x-rays for $59.
I feel like that,
how does that?
Patients aren't going to get any immediate satisfaction out of that. They're just, basically to me, that sounds like the doctor's just going to look in my mouth and then take x-rays, but they're not going to do anything for me.
Yeah.
How beneficial is that for me? We know why that's beneficial, but they may not, So, a lot of people want to come in and get the in-office whitening. They don't want to do the take-home whitening anymore with the trays because they want, immediate satisfaction. They're leaving with it already done.
Yeah. No, you're so right about that. And that is our culture. As we develop as a culture or however you want to put it, various businesses are striving to get that immediate delivery, immediate gratification type of thing, and people have become used to that, whatever the business may be. And, to me, I totally agree with you. Exam and x-rays to me are what have you done for me lately? I don't really get an exchange, even though I know they're necessary, and that is a professional element of what you offer, there's not really a tangible there that I can hang my hat on and go, I got serviced by that office. And I wanted to bring that one up specifically, and I wanted to address a specific point because we have talked to various doctors through the years who really don't want to offer a cleaning for various reasons. They have kind of developed their reasons where they kind of feel maybe it's a bit of a waste of time or, I don't want to tie up my staff or, maybe they've had a couple of losses by offering a cleaning, so they're kind of hung up on the idea a little bit. But really, if you strip that offer down to examine x-rays, it's really whatever difficulties they have with offering a cleaning is going to be worse when you take the cleaning off because it's just not enticing to the reader. Like if I see exam and x-ray, it's just to me a bunch of smoke. Even though I know they're important functions, I'm not going to walk away with a real tangible off of that. So then that brings me to the last one, which is exam, x-rays, and cleaning for $99. And to me, like if I see that, I know I'm going to get serviced. You know, I'm going to get the exam, x-rays, and I'm going to get my teeth cleaned. So personally, I'm definitely most interested in exam, x-rays, and cleaning for $99. That's because it's being offered at a discounted price but doesn't look cheap. And then the cleaning really makes it tangible. Whether I like or dislike the office, I know that at least I will walk away with clean teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Does that all make sense for you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. It's a really important point. Like you could have the most killer postcard, great survey buttons, great imagery, but if the offer is not tangibly a good offer to the reader, you will lose them. You know, and you'll basically be wasting marketing dollars, which we definitely don't. All right, let's carry on. So a couple of examples. I can't help picking apart this postcard because it has several things wrong with it. But in this case, we're going to look at the offer on this. So these guys are offering free consultation, implants, grafting, and Invisalign. $250 value, limited time only. So can I get a little feedback on that? Like, what's your take on that offer?
I didn't even see the offer.
Okay,
Like
number
when I
one.
first glance at it, you just see like what's in that yellow bar at the bottom.
Yeah.
And that does not look like a dental ad.
Totally, it's super inappropriate, you know. And we've been talking about the imagery on this as being like
what are you
just
trying to tell here? Yeah.
Totally. And to revisit that point, just on the imagery, like, you know, it's usually the woman of the house who's making the major healthcare decisions for the house. And how is a woman of the house going to feel getting this postcard? You know? And then how's the guy of the house going to feel if he's like, hey, honey, we should really go to this place? You know, it breeds like trouble all over the place. So anyways, that's the point on the image. But now the point on the offer is free consultation, implants, grafting, and Invisalign. So
you get all of those for $250?
Yeah. Well, I guess it's free. Normally $250. I mean, to me, it's kind of a lot. I mean, another point is grafting. You know, I don't know how many people even really know about that. Even if they do, gum grafting probably isn't the most pleasant thing. You know, it's not something that people reach for, you know, like, hey, I got to get some gum grafting. You know, like, please slice open my gum. You know, they're not going to be looking for that. You know, the marketing has to be at a ground level to the citizens of your area and what will perk their interest and cause them to reach. So anyway, that's why I find this offer to be pretty not on the mark, you know. So if we were to kind of handle this, you know, this looks obviously like it's some kind of more of a cosmetically oriented office with Invisalign and implants and so forth. So I would create a postcard that was cosmetically inclined. And it's okay to have a nice-looking woman in that case. You just don't want some, like, come hither, like, weirdly seductive picture. Just have a beautiful, natural woman, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the other thing I would say is that, you know, if you want to offer a free consultation, just, again, explain it more so that the reader actually gets, this is what we're going to do. We're going to look into these elements of your mouth. Bang, bang, and bang. Now, this usually costs bang, but we're going to give it to you for free, and there you go. So there's just more data there so that someone can evaluate whether this is good or not. You know, right now it's just kind of confusing to me. Okay, let's move on to another. Anyway, I've shown a few of these. Resolution isn't super great on this, but it kind of makes the point of, like, to me, this is like going to Taco Bell. You know, this is like everything and their brother as far as an offer goes. So it's free consultation, x-ray, free whitening, braces or Invisalign, 50% off. But that's not all. It's $75 off of any crown. But wait, there's $50 off of any procedure. And it's kind of like, whoa, I feel like I've just walked onto a used car lot or something like that. I don't know how you guys feel, but to me it kind of really it kind of degrades the profession of dentistry. The profession of dentistry is like we're a healthcare professional, and we want to open our doors to you and do a professional job of assessing your mouth and seeing where you're at and seeing what you need and cleaning your teeth and taking it from there. To me, this is like a bombardment. I don't know how you feel. What's your take on it?
Confusing, and then patients are gonna be like, okay, cool, I get 75% of any crown plus $50, so that's 125. It's gonna be people just looking for burning. It's gonna be just on the office. No, you cannot combine it, and it's gonna just be like troublesome.
Yeah.
And they're going to base their visits on only those coupons. They're going to be like, well, I'm going to come in because I have for a free consultation extra because I have a coupon. Then next month I'm going to come in for a free whitening. Then next month I'm going to come in for braces and Invisalign if I want it.
That's right.
It's totally dictating the treatment.
Yeah, isn't that right? That's actually an excellent point, because that's kind of why I was saying it's degrading a bit the actual legitimate authority of a licensed dentist. A dentist is a medical doctor who's done a lot of training and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to know what to do when with a patient. And this is kind of degenerating to a menu, And really, what you want to do is offer a grassroots offer that will get the person in the door so that the doctor can do his professional routine and find out what the person really wants. With something like this, the person is going to come in demanding this or that. You know what I mean? And it kind of reverses the roles, in my opinion, in an inappropriate way that kind of undermines the actual legitimate authority of the doctor. So,
typically, a general dentist advertising braces or Invisalign on that postcard where they're advertising that they are supposed to have an asterisk stating that they are not board-certified orthodontists. They can get a lot of for doing that.
Right. No, that's a very good point, too. That's right. So, yeah, that's why with the general dentistry, at least, that's why we, again, go back to exam, x-ray, and cleaning, because this is like grassroots, can't go wrong. You're going to wind up with your teeth cleaned. And then when you have them in your office, you have them on your turf, and there's nothing like person-to-person contact. That you're going to start to build a rapport with these guys immediately. They're going to like you. You're going to have a chat. They're going to like your office staff. You're going to become more real to them. There's going to be an affinity there. Then you can care for them and sit them down and go over their treatment plan and say, hey, I know you came in for this cleaning, and that's great. Now let's take a look at your x-rays and really get real about everything you're going to need to really get up, really get your oral health straightened out. Or in the case of an orthodontist, this is where you stand. This is where, we have different ways to get you to your mouth looking like this. What would be the benefits of that in your life? And you come in at like a real grassroots level. Okay, good. Let's look at another one. Here's another one. What's your take?
It looks like
I'll ask you, the panel. What do you get out of this?
Looks like a Valentine's Day ad.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. So, if I just kind of take an instant impression of this, like I just glance at it and glance away, there's kind of a lot coming at me, Like my attention doesn't really know where to go. And this is actually backing up to Dr. Escala's point, too, of like, with professional marketing, a professional marketing campaign will grab hold of the reader's attention and very specifically guide it through a very controlled route and deliver a very controlled single message. Bang. So it's all about guiding and controlling the reader's attention. When I look at this, it kind of scatters my attention in various directions. I got Bravo Smile, I got the nice-looking woman, I have the friendly-looking dentist, and there's that heart, and then there's the quote, and the free this and the free that, and it's kind of assaulting my face a little bit. So And then the other thing about the offer, so they're offering a free dental exam, $98 value, x-rays not included, and there's no cleaning. So I'm kind of like, well, that's cool, there's a free dental exam, but how much are the x-rays going to cost me, and what is it going to cost to get the cleaning done? You know, instead of just in one instant answering all my questions, like exam, x-ray, and cleaning for $99. Bang, man, that answers every question I have right now. Like, you know, and once the questions, like to decide, one has to understand. So now I understand everything I need to know in an instant about that offer, and now I can reach. Like, good, it sounds good. Bang, I'll call up and make the appointment. When I see this free dental exam, x-rays not included, it only leaves me with more questions, you know, like, all right, well, how much are the x-rays? And are you going to clean my teeth? You know, it kind of just spirals into more questions. And instead of taking action, I'm more inclined to just, okay, whatever, you know, chuck the postcard or whatever. And then the sonic toothbrush for free for new patients who receive a complete exam, x-ray, and cleaning, which is cool. You know, I think it would be cool to have a sonic toothbrush, but it still kind of rolls back to the same questions of like, well, I get rewarded with a sonic toothbrush if I do go for the exam, x-ray, and cleaning, but I really have no idea how much that is going to cost. So now I have to make another call to find out how much that's going to cost, and it kind of complicates things. That's the way it affects me. So I had to show this one. This is one of my favorite postcards. This is for a great client of ours, Dr. Fitch. Number one, I just like the image because it's in Southern California, and it's actually, I mean, he just has a super handsome, you know, attractive family, which is definitely market worthy. And they all have great smiles, and they're in California, and they're wearing their blue jeans. And to me, like, this is totally real. Like, I'm like, these are real people. Like, I would watch football with these people, you know? So I like that, but more to the point, it's just very, you know, it follows the eye trail, so there's not a ton of things coming at me. We read from left to right in the Western world, so I go across, there's Dr. Fitch, logo, location, then I go down, there's some buttons about what they offer, and then bang, there's his offer. And it's exam, x-rays, and cleaning for only $89. And you shouldn't wait, don't wait, call right now for your appointment today. Boom. To me, that's a very tidy package. It's a very tidy offer that just gets to the point, and like, I could get that postcard and would have all the details. And I've been kind of also by the nice imagery on the other side. He looks like a great guy I could talk to, so I'll go for it. This is really his go-to card, and it works great for him. And I'll pick up one other thing on this, which is obviously some people are going to need a deep cleaning, right? And this is the only kind of one point that comes up that needs a little bit of finesse on the office side of things, because you do want to put exam, x-ray, and cleaning in absence of gum disease. Now, people's dental IQ is going to wildly vary from one person to another. You know, there may be a guy whose gums bleed every day and he has no idea that he has gum disease. You know, some people just don't know. You know, so. But once you have the guy in, you know, and you develop some rapport, the social personalities amongst them, you know, the guys who are there who really care about their teeth. In other words, people that are genuinely in your target audience, they care about their teeth, they're turning to you for your expert advice. And if you sit them down and say, look, Joe, I know you came in on the new patient offer of exam, x-ray, and cleaning, and that's great. However, did you notice how your gums bleed? Yeah, that happens every night. Okay, well, that's known as periodontal disease. Oh, really? That's disease? I had no idea, you know? And so you can care for the guy and enlighten him and raise his awareness on the condition that he has and say, look, Joe, we have to be real about this. Like, this is beyond the ordinary cleaning that we were offering on the postcard, right? What you actually need to address this is a deep cleaning where we actually get in there and scale it out and do the full routine, and enlighten him on that so he understands and say, no, obviously this is a more thorough procedure and is going to be more expensive. However, what we will do is credit, you know, you work out some way of taking the new patient offer and crediting it towards his deep cleaning. And with enough care and understanding, the social personalities, like the guys who are not trouble sources and are not there to be a pain in the neck, the social personalities will feel the care factor, and they will go, geez, I really didn't realize I had the disease. That's not good. Yeah, let's handle it. Okay, it's a little more than I expected to pay, but I see that it's needed. You know, the guys who are on board and the kind of people that you actually want to service will be okay with it, you know, and they'll feel the care. Guys who are just there for the offer or fly by night or just kind of or want to gouge you or are dedicated trouble sources, and no matter where they go, whether it's Home Depot or a restaurant or your office, they find some way to make trouble. Those are the guys that might blow up on you a little bit and go, but you promised this, and blah, 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 blah. And that would actually be a good filter right then and there, because if a guy really blows up on that point and is like, I can't believe this, and you misled me, and blah, 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 when you're telling him the medical truth that he needs a deep cleaning, a guy inclined to blow up like that is a trouble source, and you should just be grateful that you caught him before he really got on your service lines and before he paid you any money or whatever, and just like gracefully dismiss him from your practice. You know, just say, look, I understand this is upsetting for you. I'm sorry. You know, it remains true that you need a deep cleaning. I suggest that's what you get, and, you know, I wish you luck. Boom. You know, gracefully exit them out the door, and you'll be better off for it, for sure. So now, just to make a point, right, we actually have a waiver. It has been so much our experience that exam, x-ray, and cleaning is the best offer that we will have a client sign a waiver if they insist on using another offer. We have had a few, like, hard-headed guys that were like, no way, you know, and we kind of, at that point, kind of have to back it down. Well, any promotion is better than no promotion, and if he's really insisting on this, you know, honestly, we will cover ourselves by having him sign the waiver, and let's get some promotion going out. And then if the campaign runs into trouble, we'll definitely, some guys, they just need to experience it for themselves. That's all I can say. And they're very insistent. And we found, as a company, if we're very upfront about what works the best, and if he still insists on doing something else, and really needs to just experience the real-life experience of that offer not working that great, then we'll let it roll out for a bit so he can experience that and learn that, and then we'll get back onto our normal workable offer. By the same token, it's always good to send out things, you know, outflow equals inflow, so we just start them outflowing and then see how it rolls out. All right, and then the next point is there is an exception, and that is if a client can show real evidence that another kind of offer has a proven track record in their area, like it undeniably drove people into the office, then we will use it. But it really has to be proven so that we don't do that client a disservice. This scenario is very rare. And when I wrote this, I was thinking of one particular doctor who has had good luck with their free oral cancer screening. And it's a super isolated and it's super rare. But if they can provide legitimate evidence that this works, then we will go for it. But, you know, we're definitely putting our own reputation on the line by not offering our real go-to offer. So there has to be reviewed, and I have to be really convinced that we're doing the right thing. Okay. And then as I was saying earlier, if you are a specialist like an orthodontist, you know, I would suggest coming up with 3 possible new patient specials and survey for which one people would actually take advantage of. This is kind of another rock bottom fundamental in marketing, like when in doubt, survey. You know, if you ever find yourself trying to figure out what people will go for, stop that and just survey it, because you'll get your answer and you'll get the right answer. You'll get the real answer, you know. And then remember to make sure whatever offer you arrive at, make sure your offer delivers something tangible that will be seen as valuable to the people in your area. You know? And like what we were talking about with the specialist, it may just require a little bit of description. So instead of just saying free consultation, it's free consultation that has bullet points that explain exactly what that means and what you're going to get, and that the normal price is $400 some. So the person can actually evaluate the information and see that it's of value.
A lot of those.
All right. So
he's saying.
That's kind of a lot of data. So I wanted to find out what questions do you have about offers and so forth.
You know, I'm trying to come up with, okay, so through the third party, and I've kind of discussed this with you, but I'll just discuss this with everybody.
Yeah.
So we kind of have, we're starting to do a seasonal raffle.
Yeah.
So every season, it'll last for, you know, a couple months. We, like this month, we have a raffle going on for a Sonicare toothbrush.
Yeah.
Basically, everybody that's included in the raffle is new patients, and any patients that buy raffle tickets. Now, we do have special deals on the raffle tickets. You can buy one for $1 or 7 tickets for $5. And all of those proceeds go to the animal shelter.
Right.
So basically, we're trying to come up with different ways where we can, because we can send out these notifications to all of our patients to notify them of the raffles and, you know, what charity we're donating to. Through Lighthouse, which is the company that we use. I know a lot of people, some people use like Revenue Well, Dentrix, stuff like that.
Sure.
So I'm trying to come up with ways that I can find, you know, software to create these posters or these email flyers. Because, you know, on Microsoft Word, you can only do so much. So, you know, I created the last one, and it's not as appealing as I would like it to be. However, you know, I'm trying to find different software that I can create these flyers that, you know, is cost effective too, that I don't have to pay for. So I know that you had recommended one, and I actually downloaded it, but I can only do a free trial. So eventually I'm going to have to find something else to create, because I want to do our own in-house advertisements. I want to be able to create these things myself.
Sure.
And I'm having a lot of trouble finding the software. So I was wondering if anybody else did any like in-house design kind of things and had recommendations on software.
Well, Jennifer, I had an idea. You know, we could, this afternoon, I can actually do a call with you, me, and our designer so that we can bounce ideas around on that.
Okay. That would be
and
great.
See what we can do to facilitate you there. Yeah.
Because I did get your email, but, I mean, right now, until the first of the year, we're looking at cutting costs as much as possible because, you know, coming down to the end of the year, and there's going to be some changes and stuff and different investments that doctor wants to proceed with. And, you know, I have to be as cost-effective on my end so that she can be able to do those things. So,
totally. Yeah, it's
trying
a
to
game.
limit expenses, obviously.
Yeah, that is kind of the game with marketing. You know, it's kind of interesting. I mean, you guys already do some good initiative on your marketing, which is awesome. And it's interesting if there is a time period where, you know, you're inclined to have to. This is just a general statement where you're inclined to have to kind of cut costs or what have you. Interestingly, like the first impulse can kind of be marketing and personnel, but in actual fact, those are the two areas that you really need to preserve. So that you have a show, you know, so that you have a show to go on. And, like, marketing has to continue one way or another to drive people in, and then you need the personnel because you need to deliver good service. And those are kind of like the backbone of any practice.
I have a question on that.
Yeah.
So with the, exactly, because we're going to send the marketing, and then we got to be ready for what's coming, right? So, percent-wise, like what, like I know, like we talk a lot about, like we should be doing the outflow maybe in a weekly basis, and then that number, like, okay, how many postcards I send in a weekly basis? What the percent of that postcard, if the campaign is good, I'm expecting to get back. So meaning, like, if I want to have 50 new patients a month, so okay, what's the sweet spot number that I should be sending out a month in just that particular campaign? I know there's other outflow areas, but just like direct mail, let's say, what would be a good number?
Sure. No, I understood, doctor. Did you say 16 new patients a month or 60?
50. 50.
Oh, 50. Okay, good. So I'm going to give you an answer, and it is a real answer. I hope it doesn't come across as vague because you've asked a pretty big question. Because in actual fact, what we've found is that a direct mail campaign, and I've gone over this in a couple of the earlier webinars, but a direct mail campaign basically will vary a little bit from location to location, and also is very much linked into the person's website, because very often a postcard will drive somebody to the office website. So that means that the website has got to be a key player in the marketing campaign as well. And the website has to show up very well on a mobile device, and has to be really optimized to support the postcard campaign. And by that, I mean, just as with a postcard, you want to deliver all the data that you'll need in an instant so someone can make a decision. If they turn to your website for kind of like further confirmation of you, or they want to read some testimonials, all that data has to be right on the home page. So survey buttons, a nice picture of the doctor, the new patient special right on the home page, some good testimonials right on the home page, so that it kind of like comes in as the closer, you know. The postcard, you know, the ideal guy. Let me say this, like, it's interesting because we're dealing with humankind here. We're dealing with the human race, right? So each individual is going to behave in their own unique way when they get a postcard. Our complete ideal scene would be someone gets a postcard, they hold it high over their head, they call in from the tracking number, and they march right in with it, and they're done. You know, this is like the ultimate, you know, our ultimate postcard response, right? More commonly, a person will get maybe 3 or 4 cards. It has to be repeated a number of times. 80% of people will actually respond to an offer after getting their 5th through 12th time, you know, so you have to develop that repetition, and then maybe after a person gets 3 or 4 cards, then they go to your website and go, this guy is obviously here to stay. He keeps sending these things to me. He looks, I guess, you know, he shows longevity in that respect. So, okay, cool. Let me check him out on his website, pull him up. Good reviews. Website matches the offer on the postcard. That's strong, so let me call in. Or other guys may just need to receive 3, 4 postcards before it's enough repetition that they call in from the card. So that's my long introduction to your answer. So when we're looking at the return, you know, if we're going to get 50 new patients, you know, we do have clients who get 50 new patients and more per month, but we're talking about a coordinated marketing campaign from various channels. So they're sending out a good number of postcards, like 3,000 postcards a week, 2,000, 3,000 postcards a week. They have a very nice website that's coordinated with the postcard message, and they very often are doing some kind of internet marketing as well to draw further attention to the website, which would be like Google AdWords or an SEO campaign. And they also have their referral program humming with like Care to Share cards. And ideally, I mean, I'm thinking of a particular client we have who's just marketing on all cylinders, and he's also sending out what we call the coin program to his patient base. So I hope that's not overwhelming, but the guy I'm thinking of, by doing all those actions, he's actually getting in 100 new patients a month, you know. So if we took those actions and kind of scaled them back, because not everyone has his budget, but if we scaled it back to something that was workable and we're really attacking it on all those channels, then we could get up to, you know, I'd be pretty confident we could get up in that 50 range or more. I know that was a long answer, and I hope it wasn't scary, but what's your take on that, Doctor?
No, that's good. I just heard before, like, you know, like 5% expectation. Sometimes it's feasible. Yeah. You know, if I'm sending, like you say, like 2,000, and then I'm expecting, you know, like 5%, is that is something that you heard before, or?
With direct mail, 5% will be pretty hot, honestly. Like, you know, beginning with 1%, moving to 2% and up as you kind of tweak things and develop the repetition of your message, and also then we can start moving up into 2, 3, 4, 5%. But to be honest with you, a 5% return on investment of direct mail is pretty hot. I mean, that would be pretty smoking response.
Okay, got it.
It can be accomplished, but that would be honestly the upper end. And to me, if I saw a 5% response on direct mail, I would know immediately that their direct mail was very well coordinated with their internet presence, that they had a lot of good reviews developing, because reviews are crucial for reviews are like the closer, you know.
If you want, you gotta.
And of course your marketing is going to say you're great, and I got that, but then what do the actual citizens of planet Earth say about you? And then you have a lot of good reviews that are very positive, and that whole cocktail, that whole mixture together will send a lot of people to you. But it kind of requires all those elements. And if you would like me, we can go over that separately, Doctor. If you want to chat on the phone or whatever, we can kind of review your current scene and come up with like some doable actions you could do on an immediate basis that would help with that if you like that.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, good. Well, I just want to close with one thing here, is that it's the holidays, and this is use it or lose it season as regards insurance. So, and we are running out of time, so just want to let you know we are doing like a quick postcard campaign for to push using up your insurance benefits before the end of the year. So we're doing this as a postcard campaign to 5,000. There's basically 3 drops of 5,000 cards over 3 weeks, total of 15,000 cards. It's usually 1,800. We reduce it down to $13.95. So that's the postcard. We also are doing a version of this, like an e-version, that can go out to your email list, and it basically will be custom designed for you, but it's the same basic message, and that's $2.99. And we can help you set it up so it goes out to your whole email list. So I just want to let you know that's cooking. And if there's no further questions, I want to thank you very much for attending. It's always my pleasure. I'm always here for you. I'm at your service. You can always call me anytime. And other than that, I will see you next Wednesday at 1 o'clock, okay?
Okay, thanks, Matt.
Okay,
All right, thank
awesome.
Okay, bye.
Thank you all very much. I'll see you soon.
You.